Welcome back, everybody, to the second episode of the Sum of Everything podcast. I'm your host, Xavier Marshall, the Staff Sergeant type, and I want to say once again, thank you so much for being here. It means a lot. It means a lot that you tapped in to episode 1, and that means you enjoyed yourself enough to tap in on episode 2, unless you just know me and you want to see what it's like. Other than that, thank you. Regardless, thank you. But if you did tap into episode 1, you already know what we're building here, what we're doing. Real conversations, real perspectives, real experiences, real opinions. And today we're leveling up a little bit, all right? We're going to dive a little more into things I touched on in the last episode, which was wrestling and me being a recruiter. So we're going to talk a little bit about the enlistment process today. I got some notes and I'm going to go over with you on that. And we're going to move forward into our next topic, right? At the end, I'm going to tell you what we're going to cover in the next one, so on and so forth, right? This is quite an experience for me. I love it. It's so fun. And I know last time on the last episode, I talked to you about why I started the podcast and what you can expect going forward and what I do. And so, recap, I am a United States Army service member. I am a recruiter right now for the Army. And that is why we will be talking about the enlistment process in this current episode, and in future episodes a little bit more about military and bringing people in and just experiences as well as opinions and trivia and rankings and so on and so forth, right? So quick rundown of that. Now, last time we spoke, I let y'all know that I was going to SmackDown on Friday night. It was here in St. Louis. Had a great time. All right, it's something different about experiencing it live, right? The energy, the crowd, the atmosphere, the stuff you get to see that's not aired is so cool, right? Watching on TV is awesome. Pretty much the best seat you can have. But being there is something different when you hear that pyro go off and you cheering with the crowd and you're interacting with it, or that one wrestler comes out and points at you. It's cool. It's completely different, and I love it. Especially when it's like your favorite wrestler comes out. My favorite wrestler's on Raw right now, but on SmackDown, if that's where he chooses to be, my guy is Danhausen, man. Danhausen came out there and just lit it up. Him and R-Truth in the ring, hard to beat. Comedic gold, those two. And I can't wait to see Danhausen get in the ring and let y'all see what he's all about, because he can't wrestle. Dude can tussle. But I just love his character. You know what I'm saying? You are cursed. It's awesome. Love Danhausen, right? I went with my son. I took my son, my brother-in-law, and my nephew. We went, man, enjoyed. They had never been to a SmackDown. Neither had I. We had been to Raw, and I've been to a pay-per-view, and we've been to some house shows, right? So it was really cool seeing that. It was really cool experiencing that with them. Oh, I took my niece too. She sat elsewhere. She don't like us, but no, I'm just playing. Love you. But she went to and she enjoyed herself. She's a wrestling fan, and it's good to just be there and bond with people that have the same interests and same enjoyments that you do. So it was a good time. Last episode, I talked to you all about my top 5 overrated wrestlers. So quick recap: Hulk Hogan, John Cena, Triple H, Sasha Banks, and the Bella Twins. Now, I stand on these people who I say are overrated, right? But I do want to switch one out. I want to switch out Sasha Banks. I'm going to switch out Sasha Banks. She is overrated. But Charlotte Flair, the way she got her push and where she ended up, as many titles and championships and main events, your name carries a lot. Don't get me wrong. Athletic, capable, but I don't think she deserves that much hype. To me, she's more overrated than Sasha Banks. So that is where my top 5 overrated are. So we'll put Sasha Banks as an honorable mention. How's that? And we'll put Charlotte Flair in there as number 4. Moving forward, top 5 underrated. Let's talk about that a little bit, right? I hate that these people got used and abused the way they did. They deserve so much more. And hopefully you all agree with me. If not, give me your top 5 underrated wrestlers. But this is mine. Starting off, number 5, Karrion Kross. He had a great character, great mic presence, great in-ring presence, had the physique for it. He beat 4 or 5 former world champions clean. Clean. The faction he was with, okay, didn't necessarily make sense, but him alone, his character, deserved far more than what he got. I mean, his beef with Sami Zayn for him to just lose every time, him elevating wrestlers to remember who they are, it was great, right? And now, if you look at it, Aleister Black is doing that. Aleister Black is reminding people, hey, you're staying in this zone. Get out of it. Remember what you're here for, what you're trying to do. Now imagine that. You got Karrion Kross and Scarlett against Aleister Black and Alexa Vega. Come on now. Hard to beat that. Hard to pass that up. That would have been gold right there. I would have taken that. I would have taken that, ran with it, and enjoyed it, right? So his presentation, his lead character, he's different. He just wasn't used the way he should have been. And, you know, they wanted him to stay. I'll say that much. They say, hey, man, stick around. But he said, if my wife can't stay, I can't. And I respect that. I respect that a lot. So, number 5, Karrion Kross. Number 4, Shayna Baszler. I think Shayna Baszler was not used properly. She was great in the ring. She had a great look, great intensity. When she did the Elimination Chamber, she was beating the brakes off everybody. When she bit off the back of Becky Lynch's neck, I was like, this is what we need right now. Sadisticness. I love it. And then nothing. Just nothing. I don't understand that. I don't understand how you can go from making this lady just as feared and terrifying to just part of a faction that's kind of I don't understand. She's a legit fighter. She brings a level of realism that a lot of people don't. But what did they do with it? What did they do with that? Nothing. It is what it is, right? I guess we'll see what happens in the future. Number 3, William Regal. If you know wrestling, you know William Regal. Technical, precise, respected, dedicated, real. William Regal is awesome. They gave him a task to go out there and work with Goldberg in WCW. They said, hey, man, we need a 32-minute match. And he was like, all right, I will do my part. There's only so much you can do. But he did it. He had beef with Triple H, and it was great. One of the best promos he ever cut was with Triple H. Him as a manager was awesome. His comedic relief was perfect. Him as King of the Ring matched his personality. William Regal, man, he's a GOAT. He's somebody that deserved a lot better than his mid-card run. He deserved a lot better. So William Regal, right? Number 2. I don't know how everybody's really going to feel about it, but Chelsea Green is fantastic. Chelsea Green is awesome, all right? If you watch on Lucha Underground, that's where I encountered her. That's where my respect for her just blew up, all right? The thing she was doing with Penta, it was Penta gone dark in Lucha Underground. Chelsea Green is awesome. Her character, her persona, her in-ring capabilities, the things that she can do, yeah, Chelsea Green deserves a lot better. She's injured now, so hopefully when she comes back, they do something with her. They push her. Road Dogg said it too. He was like, hey, man, we got to do something with Chelsea Green. And Triple H made a semi-valid point. And, who else is she going to run through because she did everything? Make her run through everybody. Make this just an up-and-comer out of nowhere. Give Chelsea Green that push when she comes back. She deserves it. I love Chelsea Green. She's my favorite female wrestler right now. Chelsea Green. Number 1, Dolph Ziggler, a.k.a. Nick Namath. This man right here, one of the most reliable performers ever. His selling work, outstanding, top tier. He will make any move look perfect. Any move look absolutely outstanding. Dolph Ziggler is that dude. His work ethic, his consistency, his dependability, it doesn't get talked about enough, the things that he did. Dolph Ziggler deserved far more than that small World Heavyweight Championship run or even his NXT run. Dolph Ziggler deserved a lot more. In my honorable mention, Cesaro. If you know, you know. If Paul Heyman is boosting you up, if Paul Heyman is saying, hey, this guy, this cat right here, listen, Cesaro was great. Pound for pound, one of the strongest cats in WWE. Claudio's doing well now in AEW. Same person, by the way. Doing great, but he deserved a lot better. Did he have his mishaps? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Thing with the tooth, but hey, gave it more depth, gave it more character to the character. So Cesaro's going to be my honorable mention of my top 5 underrated wrestlers. And, you know, if you disagree, cool. I like it. That's what we're here for. You might not agree with my list, and that's fine. That's what makes this fun. Put in the comments your top 5 underrated, or put why you disagree with my top 5, or put in your comments in the comments why you do agree. I want to say I appreciate every single one of y'all for it, for real though. You know, the support, the views, the feedback. Thank you. Because that's what this is all about, right? Now, on the subject of this being what it's all about, we're now going to shift over to the military aspect of this podcast, and we will be talking about the enlistment process, right? So we're going to go by step 1 all the way to the point of where you enlist. So what you need to do, what you need to have, how you need to go about it, and what you can expect. That's what we're going to talk about, right? So step 1, talk to a recruiter. I am a United States Army recruiter for active duty and reserves. Not the National Guard, that is different. So people are like, yeah, I'm in the Army. I'm like, oh, okay. National Guard, that's different. They are their own entity. It is very different. Very similar to the reserves, except one is state funded, which is the Guard, and the other one is federally funded, the reserves. There are other differences, but that is one of the biggest ones, right? So you want Army active duty or reserves, talk to your Army Reserve recruiter, all right? And this is your first real conversation about your future, all right? You asking questions, they asking questions, and I'm going to tell you right now, be honest. Don't try to hide nothing. Don't try to finesse the system. Whatever it is, it will come out. They have Genesis now. We have Genesis now. They can look back at your medical history and see everything you need to see. You get fingerprinted, you know what I'm saying? So they can look and see what that is. You got a rap sheet, whether you were charged or it was dismissed, we'll see it, right? And it's better to handle it early than it is to try to hide it and then it messes everything up down the line, right? You don't want that. So first step, talk to a recruiter. Next step is the ASVAB, the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. All right. That is what the ASVAB stands for. That was something like a SAT, ACT type deal. You can take it in high school. There's a choice. If you take it in public schools, there's a choice. The private schools don't really have that choice, but they should. But in public schools, you can take the ASVAB or you can take the SAT or ACT. And you can use the ASVAB for college. It is accepted in most colleges. So, yeah. But this is a big one, right? This test determines what jobs you qualify for. So this isn't something you can just walk into unprepared. We'll give you a practice test in the office. So you come in, you sit down, you talk to us. We'll ask you a few pre-qualifying questions. Whoo! And, you know, that'll look something like your age. You know, we'll ask how old you are, when your birthday is. You have any prior service to you? Most likely not. Do you have any law violations, parking tickets, speeding tickets, were you thumbprinted or fingerprinted at all, pictures taken of you, were you put in the back of a cop car, did someone take a statement for you? I'm going to ask these questions because it will come up. Your medical history, are you currently on medication? Were you at all on medication in the past? And if so, how long have you been off of it? How long were you on it? What was it? What was it for? It seems very, very detailed, and it is, right? We're gonna ask you these questions because they're gonna come out. And the more that we know up front, the better things will be and the easier it should go, right? Because then there's less they ask for, less you got to go and bring in. So if you have surgeries, bring that information in. If you were on medication, bring in that pharmacy history. Tell us up front so we can get ahead of it, right? And those are just some of the pre-qualifying questions. So after you do that, you'll get all the pre-qualified questions out. We'll schedule you for ASVAB, but you'll take a practice test. The practice test, you sit in the room that we have in the office. It's a little paper test, paper pencil. You go through it. It's 4 sections. I apologize. 4 sections, you know, mathematical knowledge, paragraph comprehension, and so on and so forth. You'll bring that out. We'll grade it, see where you are on it. If it's a good enough grade, we'll say, you ready. You can go take the test. If not, we'll tell you where you need to study up, come back, take another practice test. You go forward. Really easy, really simple. When you take your ASVAB, you would do that at MEPS, the Military Entrance Processing Station. It's a 3-hour test, right? So ASVAB is a 3-hour test time. The whole test is 3 hours. You have 3 hours to take the test. If you get done early, cool. I always suggest you take the entire 3 hours. Don't rush. Take your time. If you know what movie that is from, put it in the comments, all right? Take your time. He said that accent was terrible, but legendary actor, he was knighted. Take your time. Let me know what movie that's from. It was a very frowned upon movie, by the way. A lot of people didn't like it. I did. Off subject. Apologies. So take your time on the test, all right? Don't rush. Once you get done with your test, you'll take a follow-up test, depending on how you did or where you are in structure. We'll talk about that later on in different episodes. We will get your results immediately. We will get it before you even know it, right? We'll get them on our computer. We'll see what they are. We'll let you know, hey, we're on our way to get you, blah, blah, blah. We'll take you back to the office, go over everything with you. Now, you can't sit down with us and pick a job. The recommendation is you just see what jobs you qualify for with the test score that you have with us. You get 5 jobs in your mind before you even come in the office in the first place. You see what jobs we can show you, and you pick 5 from there. You will pick your job with the council when you go and you do your physical examination. Talk about that in a second, right? But just have it in your mind because they can see more than what we can see. From the time you are done with your test and we are on our way to get you and we bring you back to the office, 5 jobs might have left, 5 different ones might have shown up on the system. The counselors at MEPS can show you far more than what we can. So we will probably talk a little bit about jobs to see where your head is at, but that job career conversation is for the counselors. Talk to them about it because they can give you more than what we can. Now, if you see a job that we can offer you in the office and you want it, cool, we'll pick it for you. You have 7 days to go down and confirm that job. That means you're going to do your physical examination. They will check you up, down, in, out, all around. You do a weird little duck walk. You'll get blood drawn. You do a drug test. The works. That is where the honesty about your medical comes into play. The more you tell us up front, the more we can be prepared for, the less they will ask for and the less you'll have to do in the long run. So get ahead of it, right? Get ahead of it. Once you are done, you don't even have to enlist that day. All this is before you enlist, by the way. You're doing all this, you haven't even joined. This is all before enlistment, pre-enlistment. They'll come to you and they'll say, hey, did you pick a job with your recruiter? You tell them yes, you tell them no. If you say no, they'll go in and sit down with you. They'll offer you things. You can maybe get a bonus. You can maybe get a school added on to it, like Airborne or Ranger, something like that, right? Those are the people to talk to. We can do it, but those are the people to talk to really to get it locked in, okay? After that, they'll say, we have it for you. Do you want it? Yeah. If you want to, sometimes they'll be like, you want to join now? You can get you in now. You can go in, swear in, get locked in, blah, blah, blah. You can say yes. Or you're like, nah, I want to wait a little bit. That's completely up to you. But just know that job is there. It won't be there all the time. It can go away. It can dwell down and disappear, right? Some jobs are harder to get than others. But that is the immediate process from start to potential enlistment. After that, you'll be a future soldier. That is a conversation for later episodes. But that is, in a nutshell, how it works, right? So you do the pre-qual, test, phys, join. Right there in clean, simple steps, right? It's easier than what people make it out to be. And everybody thinks that when you join, you're automatically going to get deployed and go get blown up or something like that. No, that's not how it works. Not all the time. You really have to pick that job, right? Pick the job you want. If you want to go and see combat, pick that combat job. If you want to learn a trade, pick it. I'm a diesel engine mechanic. I have my HVAC cert doing the diesel engine mechanic training. I didn't pay a dime. I got paid. I got the books. I got the materials. I got the equipment. I got everything. They taught me and they paid me. I have friends that are welders. They got taught. They got paid. And now they are welding. Cooks that are now cooking in the White House and in the Pentagon. True stories, yo. Friends that are now nurses. Nurses. Because of what they did in the Army. Why not take advantage of it? You can do the reserves. You can do that and go to college. You can pick the job you want. Because sometimes, and most times actually, the job you pick, if you want to do it in school, it can take off time, take off years from what you would actually need to put in at school. So if you want to be a physical therapist, you join the Army, you do that, you get out, you go to school. That can take off time of your school required physical therapy, whatever cert you want to get. If there's one form of physical therapy you get with the Army and you want to get the other, that takes off time. So that's less time you have to be in school. Plus you get your school paid for, right? Who doesn't want that? I got my school paid for. I made money from it. So take advantage of these things, all right? There's a lot more to it. I ain't going to give you everything right at once, but that is just the beginning of it. Next time, we're going to talk a little bit about some anime because the Crunchyroll Anime Awards coming up. Make sure you cast your vote. We're going to talk about the Anime of the Year candidates, the new Anime of the Year, like new shows that came out, and the Film Anime of the Year. And I already know who I'm voting for. So I'm just saying, if you're not, you know what I'm saying, decapitating no demons, I don't know who you're voting for. But Anime of the Year, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about all that on the next episode. And then we'll dive into a little bit more about the Future Soldier program that the military has to offer when you join. So, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Staff Sergeant Marshall. I really appreciate you all being here with me. It means a lot. Thank you for tapping in. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, SSG_Marshall89. Everything will be on YouTube at SOE Podcast 26X is my email. My YouTube is at SOE Podcast X. So that's the YouTube. My Facebook is just Xavier Marshall. You can watch and listen to these episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Deezer. I'm going to try to put this out everywhere. Whatever platform you listen to your podcast, check me out. I'll do my best to be on there, right? Don't forget, like, follow, subscribe, and share this with somebody. Thank you so much. I'll catch y'all next time in the next episode.